Learning to lead. I'm learning to lead. Learning to lead on Jesus. Finding more power than I'd ever dream. I'm learning Jesus. Good morning, everyone. I just want to give God thanks for being here this morning. Learning to lead, learning to lead, and learning to lead on Jesus, finding more power than I'd ever dream. Learning to lead on Jesus. Good morning. I don't know what's happening. Good morning. Good morning. What are you doing this morning? How is everyone doing today? This morning I give God thanks. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe I didn't even think about that. I didn't realize, it's like my voice is okay until sometimes in the morning. It's all right. And then when I come here, it's just gone. I don't know. I'm having a little warm water. I'm having a little warm water, but we give God thanks for being here today. How is everyone doing? Hi, Johnson McDonald. At first, I'm seeing this person. Good to have you. Good morning, Sister Iris. Let's try to get some honey and lime. I'm going to try and do that. It's kind of surprising. Sometimes my voice is quite okay, and I don't know what caused it. Oh my gosh. How is everyone doing today? I'm giving God thanks for being here. I'm not going to be talking very long today, but I just want to say thank you and welcome. Thank you for joining this morning. Don't chop off people's ability to hear. So that's the topic this morning. We did a little switch to it, learn to control what you say, or else this will happen. Sometimes we sometimes we talk, sometimes we say things, and after we would have said it, you know, things happen. But this morning, what are you grateful for? I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for health and strength. I'm grateful to God for just allowing me to be here this morning on top of my grave yet another time. I'm grateful for family and friends. I'm grateful for those who don't really like me either. I'm grateful for my enemies because listen, they push you to the next level. So I'm thankful for them. If everything went smoothly in our lives, then we would not have been here. Sometimes we would not push ourselves to the limit or beyond, what we think we can do. And so this morning, I just want to say, God, I thank you for those persons who push me. Sometimes people push you to make the next step, right? And so we have to stay encouraged that the word of God says all things work together for good to those who love God. So, what are you grateful for this morning? Share with us. What are you grateful for? And I want to speak over our lives this morning that whatever we put our hands to will be blessed. Wherever we trod our feet, the Bible said with a preparation of the gospel of peace. And so this morning it says, don't chop off people's ability to hear. Harsh word can chop off person's ability to hear what you have to say. Do you believe that this morning? Harsh word can chop off people's ability to hear what you have to say. And so we have to be careful of the words we say and what we have to say. You have a cough still. You still have the cough that you had from the other day. Is the honey and lime helping you? I don't have a cough. It's just hoarse. I'm not sure. I think it's the heat that probably would have caused it. So I'm looking for Proverbs 13, verse 3, and I'll hear what he has to say. Proverbs 13, verse 3. But he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. No, lie. He that keepeth his mouth, yes, I was right. But he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. Right? So if you keep your mouth, have you ever heard the saying, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life? Have you heard that saying before? I would have heard it over and over and over. And also have been a witness to it. You know, sometimes it's best not to say anything. Sometimes it's best not to say anything. You understand? Sometimes it's best to just keep your calm. Just keep your calm. So he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. But he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. And what do you get from this? It means for me, sometimes we say things and we get into problem, right? I have honey, but I don't have any lime. I have half bottle of honey. Of course, you can get some more than enough. I use honey mostly in my hair mask, to be honest. So we have to understand that God's word, it cannot lie. As a child growing up, sometimes my parents, well, mostly my mother, because my dad was a spoken person and he didn't talk much, but my mother, oh my God, she not putting away the rod of correction. You understand? And she will tell me, they used to call me dry eye, because I want to say things the way I see it, how I feel it. I think it's from a child coming up, I will not cover up. I'm not going to cover up things. And this is something I tell my son. I said to him, honesty is something my husband and I say to him, honesty is the best, right? Be honest in whatever you have to do. Even if you're going to get in trouble, tell us. Tell us the truth. But sometimes we tend to meddle in people's business and get ourselves in trouble. Sometimes we talk too much, even myself. Sometimes I will say something and it's when I'm finished, I'm like, why did I say this? You understand? So God is saying to us this morning, if you keep your mouth, you can keep your life. So when Jesus was betrayed by Judas, he didn't realize, he didn't retaliate, even though he could have called 12,000 angels to defend him. Jesus had the power to do it. He had the power to call angels to just destroy the world and set him free. As a matter of fact, he could just set himself free. But he didn't do that. Then the mob came, laid hands on him, and arrested him. At that point, Peter drew his sword and chopped off the ears of the priest's servant. Right? But he was probably thinking, we don't have to take this. But Jesus said, that's not how you handle things. Sometimes the way we handle things, God says to us, that's not how you do it. He's telling us that's not the way we should do it. We should handle it a different way. So he said, we don't have to take this, but that's not how you handle things. Sometimes the way we retaliate, God doesn't want us to answer, to handle things that way. So what he did, he touched the man's ear and healed him. Peter had the tendency to talk when he should have been listening. Are you one of those persons who just talk instead of listening? And he got into things he had no business getting into. He needed to learn how to wait on God and experience humility and discernment. Sometimes one of my friends used to love say, humble yourself. Sometimes we need to wait. As a matter of fact, not sometimes, we just need to wait on God all the time. Wait until God tells us when to move, how to move, what to say, what to do. But most of the time, we cannot wait on God. We want to take things in our own hands. But this morning, you are being encouraged not to take things into your own hands. Be mindful of that, right? Learn to control what you say, or things can happen, right? So we have to work on that. He needed to learn how to wait on God and exercise humility and discernment. God had great plans for him, but if he wanted to fulfill them, he couldn't do it by chopping off people's ears when they upset him. Don't chop off people's ears when they upset you. We do it all the time. It was in recent time I had a conversation with somebody and the person said to me, I didn't like the way you talk. I felt a way about it. And I said, I'm really sorry about that. Really, really sorry about that. So I said to myself that sometimes we have to wait until we are in a calm space and place before we retaliate. Auntie Julie, good to have you. I see the thumbs up, my first thumbs up of the morning. I don't know. From Sunday, it just keep going and coming, going and coming. I don't know. I really don't know. So I think I'm going to try to get something for you, maybe some onion lime. So I'm going to try to get some lime or lemon. Today, I have honey already, and I'm going to take some. So it tend to, I will just be talking, and it tend to happen like late at night or probably early in the morning because I don't have this problem. But it is well. It is well. So God had great plans for Peter. But if he wanted to fulfill them, he couldn't do it by chopping off people's ears when they get upset with him. There's a lesson here for us. You can't fly off the handle whenever you feel like it. Hmm? I don't really use that term, fly off the handle, but it's a term I've heard before. Don't fly off the handle. Sometimes we just, what does that mean to you when it said don't fly off the handle? I think, in my opinion, it means, you don't really think about it. What's the word now? You probably just get upset when something happens. You don't think through it, right? You don't think through. You just act without thinking, right? You're being encouraged to think about it before. Brittany, how are you this morning? I know you're probably getting ready. Good to have you, and thank you for the thumbs up as well. Okay, so Auntie Julie said you jumped the gun. Yes, I like that one. You jumped the gun. So, wait. You need to be patient, man. Be patient. And a lot of us, sometimes we do that and it gets us in trouble. It gets us in trouble. So we need to sometimes just calm down. I have been practicing speak less when I'm upset. Try to calm down first, because at the end of the day, you end up jump the gun. So, and that is what Peter did. When they came, him just chop off the man's ears. But Jesus said, that's not how we handle things around here, Peter. That's not how we handle it. So we need to consider that. So the lesson here, you can't fly off the handle whenever you feel like it. You must become sensitive to God's spirit. Be sensitive. Let God tell you when to do it. Be sensitive to the Spirit of God. I went to church on Tuesday night. We had prayer meeting at church Tuesday night, and we had Bible study last night. And oh my God, it was like a beauty. I enjoyed both to the max. It was awesome. Oh my God. So sometimes we just need to take the time out. We need to, and one of the things we were talking about, learning to detect the Spirit of God and analyze, discern what the Lord is saying to us. What is it that we need to do? Right? He's saying we need to learn to know when to do what to do and how to do it as well. So it tells you, say nothing. You must stand there quietly, even if it means letting someone think they are right when you know they are not. Can you manage to do that? Sister Iris, can you manage to do that? You know, say you're right. Can you manage to just stay calm? What about you, Auntie Julie? What about you, Brittany? Can you learn to stay calm and say nothing, although you feel like you're boiled up inside, but the Lord says, no, say nothing. Sister Iris had taught the truth. She's work. So Auntie Julie, Sister Iris is learning to work on her patient. She's working on her patient level. She said, Trina, I've come a far way. Over the last year, I have been really analyzing how I respond, right? Because she got, look here, she got tell you as it is, you know. But she said, I have been working on me. So if me fly off the angle sometime, please forgive me. I am still in the learning process, right? Right, Michael? So sometimes you boil up inside, man, and you want to just tell them something. Tell them, say, listen, this is what had to be done. Hi, Michelle, how are you this morning? So she say, listen, sometimes you want to just tell them your mind, you know, man, and just no business. But Lord is saying, keep your calm. You know, easy, you know, it has to be something over time, depending on your personality. There's some person, probably maybe Auntie Julie, maybe one of those person who know, who probably have a more of a calmer spirit. I see Michael and I see Michelle of more of a calmer spirit. Brittany probably in that league. I know Natasha as well is one of those persons. Those are in the more calmer nature, right? But like Sister Iris and myself, right? We're not in so much of that stage, but I have been working on me over the years, and I'm still working on it, right? I'm still working with God's help. I have come a far, far way. Things that people would say to me, and I would respond. Oh my gosh, I have grown tremendously. So it has to be something that you want to change. And so I think one of the things we were touching on last night is that you cannot help people who don't want to be helped. There are people who think they are right all the time. You can't help them. They take no form of correction. So you have to learn it. You have to don't fly off the handle, man. Whenever you feel like it, you must be sensitive to the Spirit of God. If He tells you to say nothing, no matter how you boil up inside, you must stand still and be quiet and say nothing. Safe travel to you, Brittany. Have a beautiful day. Take care of our kids. Yes, she's off to school. So you must learn that God doesn't owe you an explanation. God don't owe any of us an explanation. You can either you can hinder your spiritual growth or blessing in your life when you don't control what you say. So this is what? So it is saying this morning, our topic is saying, learn to control what you say. And if you learn to control what you say, then if you don't do it, these are the things that can happen. You can lose your spiritual growth and God's blessing in your life. So these are the two powerful things that can happen to you when you don't learn to control what you say. I know there are many other things that can happen to us when we don't learn to control what we say. In your opinion, some of the things, what can happen to people when they don't control what they say? You would have seen it, right? You would have seen it before. Tell me some things that you would have seen happen to people out there when they don't learn to control what they say. I've seen where you have fights, right? You see where people begin to fight, people lose their life. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. I've seen it on the street when people driving and you bad drive somebody, right? You ever see people take out them, they come and they park in front of you and them start to fight and kill and cut and all these things. Sometimes it causes you to lose your job. I seen one of my friends one time lost his job because his manager talked to him and he was upset. He got a memo and he was upset over it. And he just get the memo and tear it up. He just tear it up in front of her. He said it wasn't directly in front of her. He walked away and just tore it up. And because of that, he lost his job. Because it was a form of disrespect. It happens. So that is why you cannot act based on how you feel. And that's why we always say we don't serve God based on how we feel. We serve God because of who he is. Because we serve God because of feeling, many times we probably wouldn't even serve him. So you have to consider those. So if you want to learn to control what you say, if you want to grow spiritually or you want to get God's blessing, he will give you direction. So Auntie Julie said, you will use words that you regret. How many times have we fallen into that state? Many times we fall into it. We say the things that we should not say. Perhaps you may think, as we wrap up now, compared to adultery or stealing, this is no big deal. So it's like we call adultery, fornication and adultery the big sin. And stealing, those are the worst thing in the world. When we don't love, when we backbite, when we covetous, when we talk when we're not to talk, think again. So if you are comparing to say adultery and stealing and fornication and those that we call the big sin, they are no big deal. Think again. Those who guard their lips preserve their life. But those who speak harshly will come to ruin. And in the King James Version, it says, he that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. So Auntie Julie said, no matter which of the 10 commandments they are the same. Exactly. None is worse. People pick and choose. They pick and choose. So because somebody went and they commit adultery, because somebody went and they commit fornication, we said them are the worst sinner in God's earth. But no. It's the same as when you do something that is against the principle of God. It's the same thing. It's just because these are done in the body. So we have to be mindful of that. So this morning, we are 1 minute away from wrapping up. I want to say to you, if you want to keep your life, keep your mouth. So Proverbs 13 verse 3, let that be your mantra for today. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. If you tell lie, it's just as bad. Auntie Julie said, exactly so. So be careful of what you say. Go out today and conquer. Go out and live your best life. Thank you all for joining this morning, and may you have a wonderful day. And I pray. I pray for those in the background. I thank you for joining as well. Hi, Aunt Miss Elvita. Thank you for joining us this morning. In other words, keep by your mouth, she says. Yes. I think it was there was a folk song there's a folk song that says keep by your mouth. But yeah, keep your mouth if you want to keep alive. All right. So if you are one of those, continue working at it. The only way you're going to know how you better it, you're going to be tested. And when you are tested, just reflect on Proverbs 13, verse 3. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. Just say that over and over and over. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life. Continue to practice and you will continue to practice and you will be okay. So I see Sister Rod says, so true. Some people don't like the truth. Keep your mouth and you'll keep your life. God bless you. Take care and we'll talk again tomorrow. Stay safe.